Yes, guys, welcome back to SVT TV, and we're here for the preview for Arsenal's game against Liverpool. Liverpool versus Arsenal, actually, and um, yeah, I'm shitting myself already. Like we ain't even got to Thursday yet. So yeah, we got Connor from the Cop Cancel. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing absolutely brilliant, mate. Football is kind of back after a weird week last week that I'm not gonna speak about because I know some people might get a bit upset about. But apart from that, I'm doing very well, mate. Thank you for having me on.
Great, no worries. Evening, gents. Hope you've all had a great day. Cannot wait for the game. You never walk alone. Big up Jack Matt as well. Trust me, we're going to be walking alone. We're going. Big up Stevie Boy. Big up Niall. Big up Jack Matt as well. Yeah, make sure you do smash the like button as well. Link is also to the channel's membership link. So if you want to go and become a member, there you go. But yeah, it was supposed to happen last. Well, we're supposed to have This is supposed to be the second leg, but obviously it's now the first leg. Now, I'm not one of those Arsenal fans that's saying you're making it up. So just put it out there. So, like, but what did you make of Arsenal's response to what happened with like last week and the car crash that happened last week?
I think the one word is simply laughable. Um, the fact that some people were saying that it's Klopp has done it because our players have gone off to AFCON and they're waiting until Salah, Mane are back and that. So I don't think Mane or Salah has played you know a single minute in the Carabao Cup, so I don't think they would now. To be awfully honest with you, and for me it was just laughable. Even the details afterwards of it was, we all know now, and that Liverpool having false positives and that, but just the fact that everyone was like, not every single Arsenal fan, but like some of them were like, yeah, we're gonna say it's a complete lie and just say that it was fake. It wasn't fake. COVID's real. If anyone wants
Yeah,
to remember
yeah. I
that,
mean, I
and
remember.
it's laughable.
Yeah, I remember when it came out, and then a number of fans were sitting there, even fans that I know, that I regularly do streams with, and I'm sitting there like, well, if it was the other way around, you'd all be moaning. You like,
Yeah,
because some of them were saying, "Oh, why don't you play under 23s?" And I'm sitting there like, yeah, but if Arsenal were in that position, you'd be like, why do we have to play our under 23s? It's not fair.
I think
This
the
is
other
exactly
thing.
what they'll say.
Yeah, no, exactly, and I think the other thing as well, what Arsenal fans mainly missed was the fact that Liverpool we train all together now. So
Yeah.
it's first team under 23s, under 18s, all in the same facility.
Do you think that's a good idea though, with the current
I think
situation with COVID?
I think so. I think look, it was designed to bring. It was designed so Klopp could look at everyone, and the fact that yeah, as Jack says there, Klopp's mother had
Yeah.
COVID. He couldn't go to the funeral because of COVID. It's the fact that people have this idea that oh, it's COVID, go and play it under 23s, under 18s, and so forth. We don't know how many people had it. If you look at
Yeah.
the Liverpool under 18 game got called off. On last week as well. And that was a sign that it gone through right through the camps, and the fact that Liverpool did the sensible thing. If it would be stupid if Liverpool had played the game and then the whole news had broke out that Liverpool had an outbreak and
Yeah.
Arsenal players are caught it and that so stupid. And the people that saying that it's fake and that again idiot
Mate,
because
them people just need to go out and get a life. Like,
yeah
honestly, they need to really sort of wake up, because like I've been in the hospital myself, and it's real. It's definitely real. I see nurses every day trying to fight it, and it's not nice. So like, and that was from the first outbreak, like back in 2020.
yeah.
So yeah, but like, I mean, we come to this week, and obviously Arsenal still trying to lick their wounds after what happened with Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
Uh, got no midfield, right? So what do you make of that? So
I'm not gonna lie. When that goal went in on was it Sunday night?
Sunday.
I think I had a massive grin on my face. So it's just like,
Oh, of
look,
course you did.
I have a few Arsenal mates, and I feel sorry for them and that. And it's like, I look at it and I go, it's just a classic cup upset, isn't it? You know, the Championship team knocking out a Premiership team. It's just classic FA Cup, and that's what the cup's about.
Mm.
And it was nice to see, but then I also looked at it, and you know, I know we'll speak more about this game, and again, it just reminded myself of like this Arsenal team. There's still so many gaps
Issues.
in it. Yeah, there's so many issues about it where, like, I think going forward, I think Arsenal are terrible going forwards. You know, the whole talk about being, you know, needing a new striker and so on. I think Arsenal are missing a a dominant presence then up front. Aubameyang is
Yeah.
in that, Lacazette is in that, and they don't have anyone else there for me. Look at it, you know, Bukayo Saka for
I
me
mean, we were
is
playing in
phenomenal.
KO up front, and he
Yeah.
was just non-existent.
Mm.
Absolutely non-existent.
For me, I think Arsenal's best players are Bukayo Saka and Smith Rowe. But you take them out the game, what have Arsenal got? And
I'd say Martinelli on that was one as well.
yeah,
To be honest,
yeah. To be fair, Martinelli, I forgot about Martinelli, but
it's alright. He was out for so long at the start of the season. Everyone did forget him.
well, to be fair, it's one of these weird things where I've seen him play for yous at striker, and I've also seen him play at left wing, and I still don't get where he plays because he has pace, he has a load of pace, but I'm still like, is he a left winger or is he a
I
striker that's
think for
quick?
me, he's like a sort of version of Henry in a sense because he was a left winger,
Hmm.
and then we moved him to striker, and he'd always drift to the left and bring people into play. So that's what I've always said. I've always said if he carries on his career at Arsenal, that's what I'd like to see him do, which is become a striker and drift to left, bring people into play, which he can do because
Yeah.
he's not just pace as well. He's got technical ability. So yeah, and supreme and a lot of confidence, and he has been a lot of confidence recently as well. So yeah, that's where I see it. But the problem obviously being in the midfield, and you saw that against the game, like in the game, like people keep going on about we need to buy like we're looking at 23, 24 year olds. We've got enough of them. Like we've got a young squad as it is. We need someone with huge experience. Like
Yeah.
huge experience. Now, whether we get one in January, I don't know. Probably this idea with Ronaldo on loan for 6 months is a good idea because it's 31 years old, Premier League experience, Premier League winner, Champions League winner. Like you can't really ask for more in that side. So it's because there was no one to turn to in that game, and poor Patino, for God's sake, he had to rely on Lukonga, and Lukonga's only 21.
Hmm.
And Patino just, I felt sorry for him. He got just absolutely torn to shreds. He was exposed
Well, to be
throughout the whole
fair,
game.
I think he has a huge ceiling.
Oh yeah,
Bakonga. I think he does have a huge ceiling above him. Um, and of course, me knowing Genie Wijnaldum quite good, after a few good years at Liverpool, it's it's weird for him. I think because and before Genie come to Liverpool, Pochettino was one of Wijnaldum's biggest fans. You know, wanted him at Spurs, wanted to change him, and it just hasn't worked at PSG, and I'm trying to figure out why it hasn't worked.
I think
Because
it's probably the struggle getting the team because there's so many top
yes,
players there.
but then for me, I think you look at it, Genie Wijnaldum is one of the best midfielders in the world. Of course, system wise, Genie Wijnaldum works every system. You know, you look at
Yeah,
Holland, he plays everywhere. For Hughes, I think he could be perfect because
yeah,
you know can play a 6, can play an 8 if needed, could he play as a 10 if needed. So he's very versatile. Like I think he even played centre back for us at one point as well, and that would be a really good signing. The problem is,
mm,
you know, I spoke to you off camera. It's like I think Fabrizio Romano said that Arthur was looking like the most likely signing from Juventus, which is that a 6 month deal? Is it a 6 month with an option to buy? That's the thing for me with Arsenal. Arsenal go in for it, and then it's like Odegaard, for example. It's like, oh, we'll make our minds up in the summer, and we don't know whether or not if it will be a summer thing, or whether or not it will be we'll have him 6 months, try and figure out the situation, and then go again. Then
Yeah, I hear that completely, and um, yeah. So that, I mean, that's why for Ronaldo, I've always said like it would be a good option. Even if you, do you know what? Even if you took him at a 2 year deal, because some fans were saying about Fernandinho, and he's older. Like, so if you're looking at him, you've got to look at Ronaldo as well, because it's sort of the same mould. Um, I mean, what's the Arsenal team selection in midfield? Uh, the Congo, and that's it. That's about it. If you were to include Patino in there, then Patino. But like the guy is only 18. He's played one. He's played one full game. Like really in total. Because if you take out the 60 minutes plus the 20 minutes one against Sunderland, it's pretty much a full game. So he's had one probably Premier League, like one first team game. So yeah, I don't really count that. So we've got the Conga and fuck all. Uh, so let's like. I think the idea is we might be playing a 4-1-4-1 because I don't think he'd risk Patino again. I hope he doesn't because he's not ready. He's not ready for bless him. Right?
well, look at it. You got I think the more important question is, for me, for you, is what's more important, this game or North London Derby on the weekend? Because this one you get to a final, or you potentially
This
beating
yeah.
your rival for top four, which gets you Champions League.
That's the big call, and I get fans that want to try and get to the top four because in the long run that's where you want to be. 'Cause you want to try and win the league, and the only way you can do that is by getting top players. You know, you get to top players, and I mean like top level, like world beaters, like in number one in their position is in the Champions League because Valovic, for example, he won't go unless he gets Champions League football. It's sort of like with Europa League, you can still get top players in Europa League, but not the very cream of the crop, of the very top. Like you sort of that you'd be competing with City, Liverpool, Chelsea with when they've got Champions League football. So yeah, so for me, it's like I do get the point, and I would like to see as much as I'd like to see us win a trophy. I would like to see us get top four more because
Yeah,
it also proves to me whether Arteta can handle the pressure in the league. Because at the moment he's only been able to finish eighth twice in the league. So if you want to win the league, which is what in the long run you need to prove your manager can cope with the pressure situations, and top four is the nearest sort of like target he's got to try and reach.
yeah.
Like, and if he can't reach that, he can't. There's how can you prove he's going to win the league? All I've been hearing is that we might like the one excuse I've heard is that like well you never know like um, Liverpool or Man City might have a bad season. I'm like so we're relying on them to have a bad season so we can try and win the league. Like are we mad? Like
The the only thing I would say to that is, like, obviously with us being in a title race, or well, I know some people will say, oh, it's over already. I don't think it is, to be awfully honest with you. I think Liverpool is still massively in the title race. 9 points can change instantly with COVID and injuries. Um, and for me, you have to be perfect to face this Man City side. You have to, because
yeah
their second team. I was speaking about this earlier on, and City could literally put out their second team, well, what they class as a second team, and still do pretty good in the league, if not go on to win the league.
hmm.
And that's the scary thing. Until Newcastle, unfortunately, build up that team. If that's, you know, whether or not they get relegated this season or not, it's going to take another superpower in terms of money to go and
Yeah.
challenge that. The fact that Liverpool are doing it now the way we're doing it, you know, we haven't bought. You know, I know we bought Canate in the summer, but apart from that, the last big signing
You
was
spent within your means, basically.
yeah, and you know, you have to be. You know, United have done it. United have spent money upon money upon money, but they're spending it on,
The
you know,
wrong, the
yeah,
wrong.
they're spending it on fridge freezers, let alone, you know, actual decent players. To be fair, but I had to put that in there. But but you know, you get what I mean. There are
Yeah,
clubs that can spend money there, but until City are, you know,
I don't know what they're
challenged.
moaning about. How that fridge freezer Aaron Maguire's doing the perfect job. I don't know what they're on about.
Fridge freezer. Like let's just say this: they were meant to be winning the league this year. Now they're what, seventh, sixth?
Yeah,
To be
like,
fair,
mate,
so stupid.
I was speaking to a couple from Man United fan. I think it was yesterday. Confidence has gone. Like, even like she that now. I usually get bantered by her, but even she was banter. She wouldn't even banter me. Like, then I was like, "Shit, you must be shit. You must be appalling."
To be
Like,
fair,
because
it has been that banter thing between United and Arsenal like lately this season about top four. And now United fans can't really say anything because they're losing to Wolves and, you know, struggling to beat teams these days, let alone, you know, winning convincingly.
this is the problem when you only have, like, this is what I've said, and if you can't beat Arteta's Arsenal, even though you've beaten 3-2, God help you. Like, you're gonna need help. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it just takes someone with a bit of tactical nous and with the players behind him to be able to beat him. And the problem is, Man United don't have players, and we'll try not to go too much into Man United. The simple fact is they've got 11 individuals, they haven't got a team.
Mm.
And that's the big problem. There seems to be more of a team. I will admit that there seems to be more of a team at Arsenal than there has been at Man United.
Yeah. Well, it's like with our game. It's like when we played Hughes earlier on in the season. I think Arteta did pretty well with his tactics at times, but then he
But
goes and
Analytics, obviously, you can clearly see
yeah,
he's an Arteta out. So, but like,
but
he's so clueless.
yeah,
Yeah,
no,
he is clueless, like, in his decisions. But
well,
like,
yeah, it's like the game earlier on this season. He did so well to, you know, contain Liverpool. I think we were 1-0 up at the time, or like 0-0, and
yeah,
then he decides to go and pick a fight with Jurgen Klopp at Anfield, and I'm like,
yeah.
you've just given us
I'm
the game.
sitting there and I'm like that. Shut the up, like, and then literally 10 minutes later, you scored a goal, and I'm like,
It's
mm.
that's the worst thing you can do. You can like
I
this is
don't
for
think we're
any team in
helping
the league.
ourselves. I don't think we were helping ourselves in that game anyway, because everything was playing out the back, playing out the back. We all had 2 or 3 scares, and I'm like, why are you doing that against Liverpool? Not even Prime Barca managed to do it. Why? Like, you're not Pep. You are not Pep.
Yeah,
Not even Pep did it. Like, he found another way of doing it. You just don't do it. Like, and people were saying, well, how else are you supposed to play? Like, against Liverpool. I went, I got an idea. You have 2 outlets on the wing, one up top, so you've got 3 of them out there. So you, like, if you don't pass out from the back, you launch it to one of them. Like, and then get them to hold up the ball. You get someone up there as an outlet that holds the ball up so you can bring people into play. Simple. Before you know it, you get a break on.
but it's like this is what made me laugh. You know, about earlier on we were speaking about, you know, Arsenal fans
But this is the
saying about
point.
Liverpool.
The Arsenal fans just don't think this guy does any wrong. And if it's like we're saying with Nottingham Forest, if they immediately blamed it on the players. Even Patino was getting the blame. And
Yeah,
I'm like, he's 18 years old. Your manager put him in there because you decided to sell Maitland-Niles, right? And I was speaking to you off air, like I was being on a space with them, and I'm like, I'm picking a fight with them. They're like, no, your manager sold Ainsley Maitland-Niles. That's why Patino was there, right?
yeah.
Simple. He shouldn't have been there because Ainsley Maitland-Niles should have been there until we got a replacement. But that's your manager, and that is why he won't win a league. Simple, because Wenger did sort of things like that. We lost the title because of things like that. We didn't go buy out and buy another striker,
No.
for example.
I think that Arsenal, realistically, I don't think Arsenal's ambitions at the minute should be winning a title. I think you have to do what Klopp did. Was
Yeah,
you know
it's in the long run.
yeah
Like
yeah
that's
so
what I'm
that
saying.
yeah that's the
That's
end product. But it's
yeah,
like
the
you
end
have to set
product.
the squad.
Yeah,
You have to set the squad, then challenge top four. You get top
but
four, and
even
then you can
when
build.
what I'm saying is that unlike Klopp, when you're setting the squad, you're reaching targets that make you prove that you could do it. Like you're
Yeah,
getting to Europa League final, and then you're getting to a Champions League final. Then you went and won the Champions League the next year.
yeah,
So you're still achieving targets that will make it
that's
acceptable
realistic.
for him to stay on.
Yeah,
But like this, like if you finish eighth twice and you're still making decisions that doesn't make you believe, like you're making decisions like that, then in the long run in a title race, you ain't gonna be able to do that. You ain't
yeah,
gonna be able to do it. And it's like I said before, if manager cannot be able to do it now, he's not gonna be able to do it challenging for a league. And if he can't challenge you for a league against Pep, Klopp, if Klopp's obviously still there by that time, because it could be Steven Gerrard, you never know. But whatever Man United bring in, whatever Chelsea have got at the time, because they get rid of managers like going to the supermarket, like, but whoever they've got, they're going to have elite managers. Is he going to go and compete with no experience against their managers? No. So why would I have to back him now? Why back him now and go? Why would we just go get a, like a Ten Hag now before he ends up going to Man United or somewhere
yeah.
when we know he's good at young players? If you want a youth project, go get an elite manager who's good at a youth project.
I think you have to give him. Again, it does depend on what happens this season. I think some Arsenal fans have, when you won the FA Cup, for example, that was the honeymoon period then for Arsenal, and then the start of that, the next season it was, oh, we've won the FA Cup, blah 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 blah. When then the realization come in of like, oh, we're not going for top four. We might struggle to get Europa League. Then Conference League doesn't look like a realistic possibility. And then all that happens, and then Arteta out, blah blah blah. And then this season happens, those 3 games, and then since then, Arsenal were pretty good. They were good for. I think it went what a 10-game winning streak, was it? And then
Yeah,
we stopped it.
they've sorted things out really, and there has been improvement, and you could say things are a bit more stable with Arsenal. But in the end, if he can't make top four, then in the position that he's got us in, then especially when you got Tottenham like that are like shithousing their way through it. You really think I'm giving any credit? Getting lost. Like, but yeah, like if you can't make top four with the way the situation's been in a minute, like then I'm sorry, that's not good enough because we need someone that's going to be able to do that and reach these targets. So for me, if you've not been knocked out of, well, say we got knocked out of this game, we got knocked out in the FA Cup, and we're trying to say, okay, we'll go for top four, because that's what a load of fans came out and said afterwards. He said, "Oh, but we can focus on top four now." And I'm like, God, and but either way, it's no excuses. You don't lose to Nottingham Forest in the third round.
Yeah.
But if we don't get top four as a consequence of that, then I'm sorry, the guy shouldn't be in charge. Simple as that. Because you failed. Simple. Remember in the FA Cup we beat Liverpool when we played 5 across the back. Should do the same again. That's an idea. It's more about the style of play and how we do it. That easy is it, Steve? Going long against Van Dijk, headers them away all day. Yeah, but if you're playing on the wing, if you're like launching it to the wings, it might be an idea. Just mix it up. Don't keep playing it out from the back because with their press, it's not gonna work. The so-called super fans in this fan base complain about the deadwood in the club, but they forget Arteta keeps them and gives them new contracts. Yeah, so technically it's his deadwood. So
Granit
He's had
Xhaka.
4 windows. Yeah, granted. Yeah. Oh, mate, you know when it's bad when we're saying we miss Granit Xhaka. You like that's when it's bad because there's no one else left.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, holding 3 year contract, Xhaka 3 year contract. Exactly. Like I don't get like the guy tells you to f off and he gets 2 new contracts. Like
If
and people wonder why they don't have respect for Arteta. Or
if it
some
was
fans don't have respect for him.
if it was someone in Liverpool, they would have been gone.
Yep.
Mohamed Saku, prime
The old
example.
Arsenal it would have been gone.
Yeah.
So and that's where our mentality's fallen. Like so it's as simple as that. I mean do you think you can challenge you can still compete with City for this title? Or do you think
Yeah.
it's like because a lot of people saying it's done already, even though it's
Yeah.
January.
Yeah. See a lot of Liverpool fans saying it, and I think it's the disappointment we've had over the last couple of weeks with, um, you know, the odd draw there, the loss to Leicester, and so on. I personally still think the title race is still alive. I remember Liverpool last year, where I think we were like 6 points clear of everyone on Christmas Day, and then all of our injuries happened. Look, it will have to take Liverpool beating City and Chelsea beating City, and
Yeah.
that is it's an impossible task, but it's not impossible, and that's the thing where City had one bad injury the year that we won the league, and the whole of their season, fell down the
Derailed.
drain. Yeah, and like us, we had 22 centre back pairings last year and still got third. And we only finished fifth. Well, sorry, 5 points
It's
away
like
from
game
Man
of
United.
musical chairs with you lot like last season.
Literally, lad, trying to come up with a prediction for like the team, it would be like, right, it'd be John, Bob, Bill, and Bob,
It's not
just
doing the
like,
third round. Yeah, it's not doing the third round draw. Drop all the balls in the
yeah, literally, it would, it
in
would,
the bum.
it would be. It's so
Yeah,
bad last year, but this year, like, look, Liverpool, we struggled the last couple of weeks because of not having Thiago Alcantara. Liverpool look a completely different midfield when he's there. Without him, there's no creative there. It's kind of good news that I think Klopp today said that Harvey Elliott's going to be back next week. Was that first team training?
he's been well rated. That guy,
Yeah, like
I've heard.
he next year. Like I think he'll take a while to recover back from, of
I,
course, the bad
I did
injury.
meet a guy though when it was in a pre-season friendly though. Who was on the way back from Manchester. I, and stupidly enough, that like I think this one went viral because like he said he's better than Messi. Like, and I was like, I will bear in mind when he said that he was out of his skin. He was skunk. He was drunk as a skunk. He was actually wasted. So because as he woke up, he didn't remember what he had said until he saw the video back.
Well, to be fair, me, I have said that, like, for me, the only other 19-year-old, I think that's how old Harvey Elliott is, or the 20-year-old, that has a big ceiling like what he does was Cristiano Ronaldo when he was first come to Manchester United. And
hmm
I, I was fortunate enough to watch him in pre-season, this season, and every time he touched the ball, he was impressive. Every single time. You know, Passing, dribbling. I think he had a shot that clipped the crossbar, but it was like from 30, 40 yards out.
This reminds me of when we bought Martinelli for like £8 million when he first turned up on the scene. Because
It's
when he first turned up on the scene, he was just like, where did this guy come from? And he was just, this is 8 million quid's worth. Like this is a bargain.
well, it's like how that's like I don't think we paid anything for Harvey Elliott, and it's like you look at it and you go, in the next 5 years, he will be one of, if not, be speaking about the best midfielders in the league, in my opinion. I think again we have that at the minute with Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones has that ceiling where he could be good, he could be really really good. He just needs that opportunity to be given the opportunity to shine. Then, because it's hard to break into this Liverpool midfield with Thiago, Hendo, and Fabinho, it's so hard. But if they can do it and they can do it right, then I think they'll, he'll be good and he'll be sound. But I don't know. It'll tell time. But I think next season will be Harvey Elliott's year. Hopefully injury free. Of course, touch wood. But if he was playing in this game, I would very much like him to shine in this game because I think he's an unbelievable talent.
Yeah, and that's the one thing about the EFL Cup is that if you look through Arsenal's history there, I think we haven't won it so many times since about '93 because we've always treated it like a tournament where we can experiment with the youth and give the youth a chance to get some first team football experience.
Yeah.
It's probably only slightly recently where we've been desperate for trophies that we've decided to go and try and actually make a challenge for it. And that's why I say, like with Arteta, he'll play a strongly side for this game. I've got no doubts. Like I know he's got. I'll be if he doesn't, I will be surprised because as much as we got North London Derby and people say, yeah, well, he's doing it for North London Derby, but yeah, but when has he ever thought about the next game after that? Like because his man management at times is very sceptical. Bukayo Saka, for example, he was supporting in that game on Sunday, and the reason is he hasn't had a lot. He hasn't had a break since we restarted football after the first lockdown, which was about 2020, which is nearly 2 years now, and it's been constant football from there on in. Like so, no wonder he's out of his box. He's like after 20 minutes he's dead. So like, but you and at the same time, you rest Smith Rowe and you rest Martinelli. So it just doesn't make sense.
No.
It makes no sense whatsoever. So that's the one another thing that just always undermines Arteta for me is that his man management, as much as he's been doing well, his man management is very poor. Like there has been certain situations like the Aubameyang situation that he's been able to deal with, and I agree with him on it. But in terms of actually managing players in a game, it's poor. It is very poor. So, like, but I'm just bit like I'm just permanently negative. So I just see what I see. So, you did pay for Elliot and any player under 23 if he's a fee used to pay.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we had to pay.
Yeah.
I think 8 mil. I think compensation for Fulham, but
Oh, that's a bargain.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. 8 million.
That's kind of this is like I said, it's kind of like Martinelli. Like he only played about 8 million for him, so it wasn't too bad. But yeah, I mean, how do you see Liverpool lining up in this game? Do you see it playing a young side, or you're gonna go fairly strong for this game?
I think it's.
Who's your next game, by the way? That's probably an idea to work out.
We have Brentford at Anfield, but
Okay, so that'd be easy.
there's two ways of looking at it for Liverpool. Like the whole through the cup, we haven't really put out a first team. But of course, it does then depend on if players still have COVID or what. And I think I've got this like thought in my mind that I think Liverpool are just going to go strong because of fitness. I think that we haven't played consecutively like we normally do, and to go completely second team or mixed in with youth and first team, and then to play a first team 11 then on Sunday against Brentford, for me, I don't think that's what Klopp's going to do. I think Klopp will probably, I think he'll mix it, but I do think it will be more strong than youth. Like I think that Trent, I think might play. I think Virgil will probably play as well. Jota, Bobby, I think them two are guaranteed. Taki Minamino, I think's there as well. But to be honest with you, it's I would say that it's more youth that will play than strong. But if Jurgen was to name a strong 11, I wouldn't go, oh, I don't know why he's doing that. Like I could see why he's going to do it. And that would just infuriate Arsenal fans even more. It's like, look, Jurgen's played. He's played a strong 11, and that it's like,
yeah,
like he has. Like that's the thing.
Look. To be honest, I don't really give a toss what Arsenal fans think. Like, to be honest, like, I hear to their opinion, but some of their opinions are just like, I mean, they're still moaning about the referees, for God's sake. And I'm like, they're crap. So
To be
why are
fair,
you
I
moaning?
complain about referees every single week. I
Yeah,
hate
I mean,
Premier League referees.
we all complain about them every week, but it's like with the Man City game. Like half of them saying we're robbed. They said no, you just can't face the truth, which is we lost our heads. Simple as that. Like we didn't have any.
I do think Arsenal were robbed of a pen in that game. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
we should have had a pen, but like in the end, when it came down to it, the reason we
City were
lost is
better.
because City kept their heads about it, while we lost ours. We didn't. Unlike some, like you get a. This is the problem. This is why we need experience in the midfield, because an experienced midfielder would have told Gabriel shut the right, or like not told him to dug up the pitch. I mean, if he wants to dig up anything, go join Time Team. Like they need a digger. Like so, um, yeah. So that's the whole problem with that one. I mean, at least the fact is Gabriel will be back for this game, so that's a relief in a sense because I don't holding on White. It's like, mate,
Well,
it's like two people that shouldn't be together.
well,
Honestly,
the one thing
it's
I'll ask you: do you think this Arsenal team can stop Liverpool
no,
over two legs?
no, not
No,
in the
at all.
slightest. No, not even if. Did you know what? We could have our full strength team. We still would struggle. We still would struggle, like because every time he's not had a strong team, we've struggled to win games. I mean, you saw Nottingham Forest game, for example.
Yeah.
Like Brentford as well. Like everyone making excuses under the sun. Like so, every time, yeah, like I said, every time we've not had a strong squad or there's been something wrong with the like with the selection with the squad because there's too many injuries or anything. That's yeah. That's when we've had a problem. That's why when Edu came out after those 3 games, he said, "I just want to get everyone back together to see how they play. Like, fuck a target. Let's just see how they get on. We've got to lay foundations." And I'm like, "Yeah, what's the target, mate?" "Oh wait, you don't want responsibility for a target. That's why." And the people like, and this is how gullible the fans are. They went like, I'm hearing the fact is, well, why would they tell you a target? Because it makes them responsible. I'm like, they should be bloody responsible. If they're not getting the targets that we should be getting, they shouldn't be here. Like, how are you back? Like, honestly, like, wake the fuck up. It's like some of them just don't wake up and they actually deserve it. Like, because they just don't see the bullshit behind it.
I think that for me, looking on the outside in, it's like if Arteta doesn't get top four this year, like because for me, I think the only way top four could, if you didn't get top four, if he was to win, if he was to win this, the League Cup,
Mm.
and then even then, look at it and I go, as an Arsenal fan, I don't think you want Europa League football, do you? Like,
I wouldn't mind Europa League football in a sense, but I would love Champions League football because it would
Yeah.
really help us in the transfer market. But you can still get quality players to the next season go for a Champions League if you did get Europa League. If we got Conference League, that would be the worst situation of the all.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be like that. Just do me a favour. Just play until we get knocked out. Just deliberately score
like
10 own
Spurs
goals.
said.
Yeah, just to score 10 own goals. Yeah, but unlike Spurs, we'd actually say we actually don't want to be in it. So just there you go, have 10 goals. Like there you go.
But that for
Spurs
me,
can actually compete for it and still end up fucking losing. Like,
well,
that tournament's designed for them and they still can't win it. Like,
for me, I think that League Cup, like the bare minimum would be to win this, at least challenge. Like if you were a point out of it, then I'd go, at least they've tried, and
yeah,
at
because
least
that could be just based on the decision of one game. Like,
Yeah.
and it'd just be one of those things or one small injury. If you're out of it by April by 12 points, that's
Oh
not
yeah,
good enough.
then it's not good enough. But it's like
But then
if
you
he,
can't because you'd end up being 8th or ninth
yeah,
because it's
but
so tight these days.
I don't know. See, because I think this year it's going to go to the wire again. I think it will be the last day, and I think it will be
Yeah,
between 3 or 4 teams. I think
that,
it'll be between you, Spurs, United, and who else is in there? Wolves, is it? West Ham? Like,
I think so. Let me have a look at the table right now.
them two are like because Wolves and West Ham they're going to cause problems this season for everyone. Us and Chelsea have found that out quite obviously.
Yeah, so at the moment we're 4th. West Ham on the same amount of games as us in 5th. Tottenham have got 2 games. This is the point. This is why we need to beat Tottenham. Because they've got 2 games in hand on us. Even if we beat them and they win their 2 games in hand, they'll go above us by, what, we would be 38, 36, 30, yeah, it'd be 30 by 1 point.
Yeah.
So, and then you got Man United, who would be on 34 after their game in hand, so we'd still be above them. So, yeah, it's kind of between us, West Ham, Tottenham, and Man United, really. Like,
just
Wolves are too far off, but Wolves and Brighton can cause an upset. Even Leicester could do it as well.
Yeah, it's this thing that like it's like for us it's you have to beat City, you have to beat Chelsea, for going for the title. With yous, it's you have to beat Spurs, you have to beat West Ham, you have to beat United to get above it because it's practically a 6 point game. You know, if you win them, then you're more than certainly going to get Champions League football. The best thing for Arsenal and what Arsenal could do is just try and do that, just stay undefeated against them. If you looked at the end of the season and you went, okay, you're undefeated against Spurs, West Ham, United, and that, then you've done the job. Mainly, it's then the teams like your Palaces, your Southamptons, your Leicesters, and that. It's like Arsenal need to do better against them. I remember watching the Newcastle game a couple of weeks ago, and I was like Arsenal could have got at if Newcastle had a striker. I remember Ramsdale just making this like spectacular save, but it was the most simplest of saves.
Quality this season. That is the thing. He's been quality.
For me, I think he's been okay. I think he's been good. I think he's done way better. I just still think he's. I don't know which word to use. Showboat, is that the word to use? Where he could make things look more simpler than what they are.
I can understand that in a sense, but I'm not really caring about that as long as it.
As long as the ball doesn't go.
As long as
the back of the net. Yeah, exactly.
As long as it's back in the net, you can make it look like it's the world's fashion show. I couldn't care. As long as it's like you're playing the circus and doing stunts, but it's like so you're trying to knock it off your head or something. So as long as it doesn't go in, I'm not fussed.
Okay.
I remember one time I saved it. It went straight in my face. Right, and it went over the bar, and I was out for a light for about 10 seconds. So, and that was it by my best mate, one of my best mates as well. Didn't get an apology. I've got a broken nose. I'm like, don't.
It's like, cheers, mate. Give me a broken nose.
I just woke up like that. Like, looks like claret coming out of my nose and everything. I'm like, shit, what happened? You saved it. It went, I don't bloody feel like it. But yeah, I mean, we'll move to sort of the score predictions because we're coming to the end of it now. What are you gonna say for the first leg, at least? Try and be nice.
So, what should I predict it as? I'm not gonna lie.
If you're not nice, I will clip you.
to be fair, clip me because I'll probably get it wrong. I was gonna say I'm not scared of this Arsenal attack. I said it. I said it in the league game. I said I wasn't scared of Arsenal's attack, because I think at the time you had the same amount of goals as conceded at the time when we played it.
Yeah, but I think at that since then we dropped Aubameyang, put Martinelli on the left, and the team's become more balanced. And if you see our attacking since I think the Everton game, and since not the Everton game, since Oba decided I'm gonna do whatever I bloody want to do, we've actually played a lot better in attack, and we've been scoring a lot more goals. So and our midfielder's been scoring goals. So, like, it's improved from what it was in the league game. I will say that. It's not like well beaten, but it's improved.
I'm gonna go 2-0 Liverpool.
Okay, I tried to state the case. It didn't work.
No, I'm still not scared of it. I'm sorry, I'm not.
Yeah. I understand. Trust me. Like, it is
To
Arteta
be
after
fair,
all.
I was gonna go 3-1. That's been my prediction all day. 3-1,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna go 2-0. I
Do
think.
you know what? My
depending
head's
on
been
players.
saying my heart says 3-1, but my head says 3-0. I know you go with my head because my head's more realistic. Like, it's 3-0. Like,
Yeah.
your heart's always biased. So,
Mm.
so I'd say 3-0 myself, to be honest. God knows what the second leg's going to be like. Jesus Christ. It'd be like Bayern Munich 5-1, something like that. I don't know.
Well, it depends if it is like 3-4-0, because I think the crowd, the crowd tomorrow is going to be electric because of what's happened
Yeah.
the last week, and like I said
Yeah.
before, learning from that game earlier on this
It's
season.
also going to be hostile towards Arsenal as well because they're not going to be appreciated because of what's
happened.
Like, I don't blame you, like, because like this try and make excuses for anything. Like, don't make excuses to like tomorrow. Oh, when they didn't have the strongest side out.
It'll be the other way around though. Next week it'll be the other way around. It's like the second leg is like Liverpool.
Yeah.
Liverpool had the advantage of the second leg. Liverpool have now paid the way for that because it's the other way around now. It's like Liverpool first leg and Arsenal second leg, and next week it's going to be it might be completely Liverpool might be only up by
to be honest,
1-0.
I get the point with about being away second and that. It's just like either way you still got to play them. I just feel it's like for me it doesn't really make much of a difference for me. You still got to go out and beat them. If you don't do it in the first leg, then you're either screwed in the second leg. So and that's which way you're playing. So like you've still got to go out and do the business. So So, but there you go. But yeah, we'll end it there. But where can I find you, Connor? Thanks for coming on.
Absolute pleasure, man. The Cop Council, YouTube and Twitter. If you want to come over and check us out on Twitter, we very much appreciate it. I do have a go at people quite a lot on Twitter. Especially,
and always that, isn't it? It's always that.
No, especially blonde-headed Tory people having parties in lockdown. I'm just going to say that.
Oh, yeah. Johnson.
No, you shouldn't mix politics with football. But honestly, the things that have come out today.
Patel tried to do that. So there you go. There you go.
But no,
we're not gonna. It's your right to boo him.
Well, so the Cop Council, YouTube and Twitter, mate. And again, thank you for having me on because
no worries. I'll put your link in the chat. The link's also in the description below. So there's no excuses. You got plenty of links for it. So, but no worries, man. Thanks for coming on. As usual, you can find us here on SVT TV. Speaking of which, like Marley's turning up like nearly 50 minutes into the stream.
The other stream just finished, mate. I apologize. How are you guys?
No worries, man. No worries. But I'll get your thoughts quickly before we decide to wrap it all up. What's your thoughts about the game coming up? Because we've been discussing about obviously with the COVID situation and everything like that. What's your opinion on it?
I'd have been happy if they gave us the game because Klopp was weird about it. I'd be really excited about that one. I'm trying not to think about that game too much, mate, which makes me a terrible guest for this stream. But I don't want to get too. I'm not excited. I know Liverpool's having a lot of issues as well, like with team selection. They have a lot of players that are not available. But it's facing Liverpool has been a nightmare for a long time now. Long time. Pretty much my favorite Arsenal. Well, now it's probably G-Mag, but Tierney's one of my favorite Arsenal players. He looks like shit whenever he faces Salah. I know that's not happening tomorrow, which is good, but still, it always scares me a lot.
Do you feel though that we've got a chance knowing that they're out, Salah and Mane?
Yeah, we have a chance, mate. Of course we do. I would
See
still
what I
have
mean?
preferred to not play and win the game. That'd be my
See
way to
what
go.
See what I mean? They think they got a chance, like so. But yeah, like it's like I said before, I just don't trust sort of when it comes to like Liverpool and playing away at Anfield, for example. I don't trust Arteta's management of the game. I just don't, and I
Yeah,
just see
because
something
you
going wrong.
trust him for everything else, right? But you don't trust
No,
him.
of course not. But like this one, I definitely don't. Like there has been, by the way, there have been some games where I've gone, yeah, like the Everton game. I said, yeah, he should win that. What happened? Who was in charge of that as well? The Everton side.
Benitez.
Or Agent Rafa.
Yeah, Agent
Oh yeah,
Rafa.
he's been great. Benitez, like he's been doing wonderful
Mate,
things
everyone
this
keeps
season.
saying like Arteta is miles better than Benitez when he's won a Champions League and he couldn't beat him against Everton.
No one has ever said that Arteta's miles off Benitez. That's never happened. It's just that we like annoying you because you once said you would have preferred Benitez now over
No, no, no,
Arteta,
no,
which
no,
doesn't
no.
make a lot of
No, no.
sense.
There are certain fans that actually believe that. Trust me, they are. Like, there's certain fans that believe that like Arteta's better than Pep. For God's sake, they're that mad.
Well, yeah.
But then again, by the same token,
Arteta's family are fans as well.
yeah, but by the same token, like they also believe Kroenke should stay as well. But there you go. Like,
There you go.
So it's that mad. Like a bit like the FSG. Like the FSG should stay as well. Yeah.
Hey, great owners. Great owners.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like as much as like they've been bad with the Super League thing, they have helped win a Champions League and a league. So
Yeah, out of scraps that we're finding out from selling everyone at the club.
yeah.
We're not spending money.
Join the club. We got jackets.
It's like, look, we got a brand new Nike partnership. Oh yeah, we'll spend like 80 quid on a football top, and like yeah, we won't sign anyone.
Fucking 80 quid. It's getting that expensive, isn't it? Anyway, we're gonna have to, like I said, we're gonna have to leave it there. Marley, where the Gate Crasher? Where can we find you?
Find me here, mate. This is my home. Find me at Football United
It's
TV
not a home.
as
It's
well.
Gate Crashing.
Okay, whatever. I couch surf at Stevens every now and then, but I like spending my time at Asfeedly TV, so find me here, definitely. Find me at Football United TV. We just finished the stream in there as well. Go back and watch it. The Football Politics Show. Follow myself on Twitter at Marley Chillin. Follow my channel on Twitter and Instagram at Football United TV.
Wicked. And like I said earlier, links in the chat for the COP Council as well. So make sure you do that right now. And yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow for the watch along, and that's going to be fun. Like, no doubt that's going to turn out into a car crash, and that guy who clipped me for a compilation is going to do it again. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. But there you go. Like, I hope he does. It helps the charity awareness. But there you go. Make sure you do that. Hit the like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Ciao.